Good afternoon. Welcome to a new week, the 13th of July 2026, and we're coming live to you from the Pure Bahima studio here at Northridge. This is Good Afternoon Ghana. It is now time for us to get into the latest news coming up this afternoon. Dagbon Kingdom thrown into a Sambamuru following the passing of his overlord Yana Abukari II. A solemn ceremony marking the final farewell to the 41st Yana was held in Yendi. Also coming up, Free Miracles Abuaji trains as vocal NPP communicator is reportedly in the custody of the Economic and Organized Crime Office following his arrest over the weekend. Stakeholders applaud to the national cleanup with a call on government to sustain the momentum. All of this coming up shortly. Please stay with us. Thank you very much for keeping us company. My name again is Helena Nyeweja, and we start from here. Dennis Miracles Abuaji, an aide to NPP flag bearer Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, has been reportedly arrested by the Economic and Organized Crime Office (YOCO) at the Accra International Airport. Leading figures within the NPP have confirmed the arrest, but YOCO has not publicly commented on the arrest or responded to the allegations made by the NPP. In a Facebook post, the NPP's General Secretary Justin Kodria Frimpong stated that Miracles was taken into custody by YOCO officers with the assistance of immigration officials. My colleague Vanessa Idotumbuatin joins me live from the YOCO office for more.
So the whole night and this morning we have been working behind the scenes, and also most of our people are on their way coming. So we're hoping that by now whatever interrogation they wanted to do, they would have done, and do the needful. If you are admitting him to bail, you do so. Have a good runway, but unfortunately I am told that the boss is not here at the office yet, and also no access has been allowed to Miracles as we speak, not family, not council. So we have no choice left than to mobilize more. So we are getting our people to come, and we would vent out our spleen at the treatment being meted out to. I think that the system has lost its sense of reason. Yes, I mean, he traveled out of the country and he was not arrested. You arrest him when he lands in the country. I mean, what kind of, for the want of a better word, baloney is that? He's not going to run away.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I understand that this is not the first time he has been invited at the YOCO. Is that true?
Whether he's been invited or not is immaterial to arresting somebody who is not a flight risk.
Okay.
You see, the laws in the country provide for all of these things. When somebody is a flight risk, you would want to arrest the person, restrict the person from moving, but the person has proven beyond every reasonable doubt that he's not a flight risk. He travels out, he's coming back, that's the time rather you pick him up.
Do we know why he was arrested though?
No, so far they won't say a word to anybody. Like I said, even his counsel have not been allowed to have access to him, and all we hear is order from above. Order from above. Which above? Is that the rule of law?
Give us a name, specifically the person who is telling you it's an order from above.
Of course, I don't know who the above is, right? But when you go into the offices right now, and you ask them anything, they'll tell you order from above. The whole Yoko building standing there, and they'll tell you that Raymond is not there. So Raymond goes to sleep, and when he feels like coming to work, before he comes to work, when somebody's freedom and liberties are at stake, and he's wherever doing what he wants. Is that the kind of democracy we are building in this country? Is that the kind of democracy? So here, Raymond, if the NDC loses election today, when he's going home, he's going to take the whole Yoko and take it to his house? Really? Then he should take the Yoko and take it to his house the day NDC loses an election. Because this nonsense has just gone beyond comprehension. It's become too much. I'm sure all of you have seen it.
But this is not to hold brief for Yoko, but don't you think they may have a case? That's why they're arresting Miracle?
The laws in the country provide for every situation. If somebody's under investigation, nobody is stopping them from doing their work. No, we are not against the state holding people to account. No. But we are also against every attempt to harass and intimidate people. That one we also not accept it. And we have said that time without number. And we will not back down from that position. And that's what we want this government to understand, the system to understand. That we are not people you can intimidate. Look, all of us, they try so many on us because you are vocal of the government, so the little thing they get on you, they want to use it as leverage to cocoon you. Right? But no matter what you do, if you arrest me today, there are so many people who will still speak up. So arresting people and the trajectory this government is going is one that I struggle to find reason behind.
So you see this as persecution?
It is. They don't find any other day to arrest Miracles except on the day he declares his intention to run for National Communications Officer of the party. No, it's not. We are politicians. We understand politics. We understand timing. We understand everything. Look, what this government essentially is doing is embarrass people. Okay? They arrested Hanan, brought Hanan here for this, ran to court, and at the end of the day, they dropped all the charges against Hanan. After doing press conferences.
So a lot of people are questioning the arrest of Miracles and trending that he should be freed. But now, let's join my colleague Vanessa Edotomboatin as he joins me live from Yoko. Good afternoon to you, Vanessa.
All this government is doing, and
Kumbongo Road. If you are from town going, going down Kumbongo side.
So the trend is on for free. Dennis Miracles Boaji trends. The NPP condemns the arrest of the spokesperson for Dr. Bawumia, flag bearer for the New Patriotic Party. So we're following up. My colleague Vanessa is actually standing by. She'll be talking to us shortly to find out what is happening now from the office of Yoko. Some are lambasting the government. Let's head now to Vanessa. She gave us the latest updates on this very trend. Good afternoon to you, Vanessa. Okay, so Vanessa Edoton will be joining us shortly and we'll talk to her. But let's now shift attention a bit as Deputy Communication Director for the New Patriotic Party, Rabi Salif, has described the arrest of Dennis Miracles Boaji as maybe an attempt to gag and tame him and a deliberate attempt to shield Nkuko and Kitinkiti conversations. Development analyst and member of the National Democratic Congress, Wanda Madilo, however, called on Yoko to do the needful. They both spoke on Good Morning Ghana.
To gag the young man. It's an attempt to tame him. Because if he didn't even have the mantle to be the national communications director of the party, yet still performed the way he did, you can imagine this young man having that authority. He would want to justify his authority. He would want to tell the delegates of NPP that, yes, you have reposed this on me and I am giving you results. But what I know of Miracles is that he can be intimidated. They can be attempt to tame him. They can be attempt to bully him. But knowing Miracles, he would come back on his foot. He will be stronger. He will say what he's got to say. People are compelled again to ask these teething questions, Moro. Could it be, one, because he wants to be National Communications Director, you want to tame him? That's one. Two, could it as well be that this morning, I know some of the newspaper headlines carries them kukon kitten. Social media handles has it. Could it be a deliberate attempt to shield the conversation? Could it be a way of veering off our minds from asking them how much has been invested so far, how they have implemented? Yes, some of them are quick to come and say, shut up, don't talk. We did same, but they rebutted with questions. Should we start getting scared? Will we be right after all?
I would just call on Iyoko to do what is needful and not usurp the powers of individuals. Also grant him access to his lawyers and also allow due process. See, we should never come to a point where we think that because an institution of state arrests someone, then suddenly government is the reason for the arrest. I think that is low blow. It's the poorest of reasoning for anybody to think that, oh, government is using, its arms or its...
colleague Vanessa from the Office of the Economic Organized Crime, and let's speak to her. Good afternoon to you, Vanessa. Vanessa, if you're able to hear me, let us know what is happening.
You can see in your shot supporters of Dennis Miracles Sabuaji, who was arrested, are here demanding his release. They claim that the arrest is not justified, and they also want, they've heard that he's been denied access to his councils, and he's been denied access to food also. That's what they claim to have heard. So right here at Iyoko, well, I can see Honorable Titus Glover. Let's get to him and hear what he is telling.
You need to drum home as hard what Romacha is doing. Is making the peace of this country so negative, so bad. But you hold the person like a rumble style. Is it right?
Honorable, have you heard from his lawyers?
We haven't heard anything. We have not heard anything. We haven't heard anything.
And you don't know if he's had access to legal representation?
Charges as pressed against him, we are not aware. Since yesterday, he was denied access to his counsel. What is all this? It's not nice. Remonacha is making the peace of this country so bad. I'm not saying that if anybody has found fault of the law, he should not be invited. But if a person has traveled from the airport, then just whisk him away as if he's a what? As a fugitive. They should take their time. What is all this? But you should know, is no. In as much as there is sun, there's rainfall. This NDC government, as President Mama, will come to an end, come 2028. Bamia will come. They should be very careful. They should be very careful the way they are running things. Once a while, because the governance, the way they are handling the economy is so bad, they only want to divert attention. This is totally diversion of attention. Miracle has been so critical of John Mahama's government from day one. Why?
So you think this is a persecution?
But what is he? What do you see? What are you seeing? What are you seeing?
Why do you think anyone would be after Miracle?
There are a lot of NPP people who are being invited every day. They walk quietly, they interrogate them, they go home. Why do you want to create a drama? Titus Glover, when I travel, I come. I'm here, you don't invite me if I've done something wrong.
But why do they have to bring supporters here? Do you think that is actually necessary?
So what they are doing, is it right? Go and talk to them first. Go and talk to him that what he's doing is not good. Go and tell them what they are doing is not good.
what's the way forward? What do you think? So you can see in your shots, supporters of Miracles are still here. They've been chanting, "No Miracles, no home," which is simply to indicate that until Miracles Aboagye is released, they will not go home. Well, there's been I think there is a scuffle between the police and some of the supporters of the New Patriotic Party. In your shot is Salah Mustafa. There is a scuffle. Yes. Well, as you can see in your shots, there is pushing. Well, they are trying to separate. I think NPP leadership is trying to separate the supporters that is clashing with the police right in front of Iyoko. And that's what you can see in your shots. They are throwing water. Well, you can see. What we are just seeing here is a scuffle between the police and the supporters of Dennis Miracles Aboagye. They have been pelting of water. Well, please talk to me. What seems to be the issue here?
The police officers spray us with pepper spray. So it created.
You mean spray pepper spray?
Yeah, look at my eyes. Charlie is very bad.
Who are here?
Charlie.
Who are here? You've seen everything.
Yeah, I think there's a pepper spray. Pepper spray has been
everywhere.
Who has done anything wrong? Who has done anything wrong? Why would you spray us pepper spray? What for? And what for? What has come for pepper spray? We are calmly supporting you. What is it? What is it? Pepper spray for what? If we are ready. If you want to kill us, then some of us we are ready. Let's see what happens.
Police talk to you. When you came here, the police talk to you. What engagement have you had that they have to spray a pepper spray? What was the confrontation about?
No, we spoke to them calmly. In fact, I went to look and I told him that he should endure certain things. But in case of any tension, he should call on us. I'm a national executive. He should call on me. Anytime he's having challenges with the boys, he should just call on me. I'll control them. He agrees. I was talking to him. Then all of a sudden, one of the policemen started spraying pepper spray. That's not even tension. You are here. Have you seen any tension here? So why are you using pepper spray on us? Why? What's the cause of it? Nobody can intimidate us. To face them today. More men are coming. Whatever will happen, we will end it today. Thank you.
Well, yes, there have been pepper spray sprayed in the air.
Why can you put pepper spray on us? Some of us, the people have been affected. We can't even see them. What is it? What is going on? Why are we slaves? What is going on? Why? Charlie, this is very bad.
Well, Eugenia, you can see the confrontation and agitation in your shots. Right, so we are still currently at Iyoko, and NPP leadership is trying to bring calm because there have been a pepper spray that has been sprayed, and then of course the boys and NPP's Miracle supporters are not happy about that. We are currently still at Iyoko, and we will bring you more in subsequent bulletins. But it's also important to know that the supporters have brought in their motorbikes and whatnot in support. Well, early on there has been a talk with the lawyer for Dennis Miracles Aboagye. He indicated that they are trying whatever they can, every means to secure bail. And so yes, currently here, and we will bring you more in subsequent reports.
That was my colleague Vanessa Idotum live from Iyoko. Now, from that, effective collaboration between the Commission on Small Arms and Light Weapons and the Criminal Investigations Department of the Ghana Police Service has led to the retrieval of about 4,000 illicit arms. This was disclosed by the Minister for Interior, Muttaka Mohammed Mubarak, during an engagement with the Vice President, Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman. The Vice President, in her remarks, called for strengthening institutional efforts to enhance public trust.
Madam, we are not doing fight against narcotics only with enforcement. We are also doing it with education. In 2025 alone, there was about 2,117 community engagement. and we're able to reach out to almost 500,000 students across our country to educate them on the effect of narcotics, what do you call it, the effect of narcotics and how it hampers and destroys the future of our young people. With arms, one of our biggest challenge today is that there's so much arms proliferation in our country. With the help of the National Commission for Small Arms and Light Weapons and the CID, we've been able to open up for amnesty, and people surrendered over 4,000 arms. And last week, on Thursday, we were able to meet at the police depot and publicly destroy these illicit arms, those that we seized and those that were voluntarily, surrendered. So a lot is happening within the service. If I have to go around,
one of the major issues, I think, has to do with public trust. The public must have faith in us. They must have so much faith in us that they want to collaborate with us because they believe in what we are doing. That in the end, it's about their own safety. So the perceptions are important. They may not even have any basis in objective reality, but they are important. We must be friendly. We must put ourselves out there for them to know that it's for their benefit that we exist. So I just want to put out there, so we don't exploit people, we don't intimidate people unnecessarily, but we explain the basis of our actions so that those of us who fall outside of the regulations will know that we deserve some kind of treatment. So I want to put that out there.
Away from that, the king of the Agbon, who restored the Yendi throne after a 16-year chieftaincy dispute, Yana Mahama Abubakari II, has died. Being the 41st Yana, he was skinned on January 18, 2019, following a historic peace process that concluded years of division between the Abuja and Adani royal gates regarding the Dagbon traditional leadership. His passing is expected to trigger mourning across the Agbon and beyond as stakeholders reflect on his contribution to peace and reconciliation in the kingdom. Born Bukali in Meon, Yana Mahama Abubakari II was the son of Yana Mahama II, who ruled Dagbon from 1938 until his demise on February 6, 1948. Before his ascension as Yana, he began his traditional leadership journey as a chief of Pongpogno, subsequently rising to the Sablugu, and the Yendi skin had remained unoccupied since 2002 following violent confrontations between the Abudu and Adani royal gates, a conflict that excavated divisions within the kingdom and disrupted traditional activities for many years. After extensive mediation efforts involving the governments and prominent chiefs, the two factions reached an agreement through roadmap for peace aimed at restoring stability and resolving the protracted disputes. Africans and diaspora, it was under this arrangement that Yana Mahama Abubakari II was chosen and ordained by the kingmakers of the Agbon in 2019. As the overlord of the Agbon, he was widely recognized as a symbol of unity and endeavored to enhance reconciliation between the two royal gates.
Abubakari Mion Yana Mahama Abubakari II was the son of Yana Mahama II, who ruled Dagbon from 1938 until his demise on February 6, 1948. Before his ascension as Yana, he began his traditional leadership journey as the chief of
Now, the regional correspondent Alassane Dibaba joins us to tell us the mood in the town following the passing of Yana Abubakari Mahama II. Good afternoon to you, Alassane.
Good afternoon to.
Great. Now we want to gauge the mood at the area at the moment.
Well, thank you so much, and good afternoon to our viewers across the world. Yes, Dagbon is in darkness. Dagombes are mourning. Every town, every village within Dagbang is in darkness as we speak. Businesses are not going on like it used to be. If you come to Tamale or any other town as we speak, nobody will tell you that a big tree has fallen. And Yendi is quiet. And this is the first time many children are hearing the death of a Yana, because the last time we heard of this was in the year 2002. And this one is a different one. So managing it is something that has to do with so many care. And many leaders and traditional authorities are teaching the young ones how to go by what is happening in Dagbang. And as we speak, the overlord has been buried and preparations are underway to install the regent who will continue ruling the kingdom until a new Yana is appointed. So as we speak, we don't have to say a lot because it is something that has to do with tradition, and whatever you are going to say as a media person or an ordinary person, it has to be in line with the traditions and customs of Dagbang. For that matter, every journalist, every media person, not like the social media dogs, are trying to be careful not to fall victims of the customs and traditions of Dagbang. So currently, as we speak, we are even on our way to the Yendi, to Bewa Palace, to witness for ourselves what is happening. But as we speak, the burial has been done and other preparations are underway to ensure that necessary procedures are carried out.
Okay, so what are we looking forward to? What are the plans really?
Well, the plan is we have to get to Yendi, speak to some of the traditional authorities to find what the way forward will be. Like I mentioned to you earlier, it is something that is of importance to everybody in Dagbang, especially the people in authority. And for that matter, whatever that we are going to say, it has to come from those in charge. And for that matter, I cannot sit here and say what the way forward is until we get to Yendi and we speak to people in charge or the Dagbang traditional authority to know what the way forward is. But for my information, a new regent has been installed, and processes leading to other activities are also underway.
Much for your time this afternoon. That was our Northern Regional Correspondent, Alassane Bababa. That's definitely the end of an era. But away from that, the Ashanti Regional Police Command has launched an investigation into a chief inspector accused of owning unauthorized structures at Asafa BB in Kumasi and allegedly renting them out to commercial sex workers. The probe follows allegations made by the Kumasi Metropolitan Chief Executive after a recent demolition exercise in the area.
The Ashanti Regional Police Command says it has commenced investigations into allegations against the Chief Inspector stationed in the region over claims that he owns unauthorized wooden structures at Asafu BB and rents them to commercial sex workers. In a press statement signed by the Head of Public Affairs Unit, Superintendent Godwin Ahianyo, the command says it is treating the allegations with the seriousness they deserve and will keep the public informed of the outcome of the investigations. The investigation follows claims by the Kumasi Metropolitan Chief Executive, Richard Ofori Ajimanbuedi, after the Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly demolished several illegal structures behind the Cocoa Board building on July 8. The Assembly says the exercise was intended to remove unauthorized structures, obstructing waterways to allow for the silting of drains ahead of the rainy season. However, the mayor alleged that some of the demolished structures belonged to the police officers and were being used as centers for prostitution and the sale of illegal drugs. Police say the ongoing inquiry will establish the extent of the officers' involvement and determine any disciplinary action that may be necessary.
Away from that, let's do some social stories this afternoon as many families across Accra struggle to rebuild their lives after the recent floods. And founder of Roger City International Ministries, Prophet Samuel Roger, has stepped in with the relief support for hundreds of affected residents while calling for stricter enforcement of sanitation laws to tackle the city's recurring flood crisis. There's more.
The humanitarian outreach, which began at Alaju, saw Prophet Roger lead a delegation from the church to distribute relief items, including bags of rice, drinking water, assorted beverages, washing powder and other essential household supplies to families affected and displaced by the current floods. Speaking during their presentation, Prophet Roger expressed concern over the repeated flooding that continues to destroy homes and livelihoods.
There is one thing that I want us to do. If we want the government to do everything for us as a country, in fact, it will take a very long time. So we all have to do our best as citizens and then make sure we do the right thing at the right time. Because at the end of the day, it comes to us. So we should not, sometimes we shouldn't wait for the government. We can also do our best to help this country because it's our own country.
He urged metropolitan, municipal and district assemblies to rigorously enforce existing sanitation bylaws and sanction offenders to promote responsible waste disposal and protect communities from preventable disasters.
Looking at the disaster that just happened, we have to bring the law into everything. The police and the military have to come in. There must be some restriction when it comes to how to keep the environment clean and how to do things. So I think we have to bring the reinforcement into it because some things doesn't make sense. And sometimes common sense should tell you that things that you are doing will come back to you. So I will urge the government to put some force into the system, and I think with that one, there will be a solution.
Receiving their donation, the Chief of Alaju, Niama Ajo II, praised Roger City International Ministries for the timely intervention, describing the gesture as a source of hope for families grappling with the aftermath of the floods. The intervention forms part of the ministry's ongoing humanitarian efforts aimed at providing practical support to vulnerable communities during emergencies.
Business Now, the Bank of Ghana says strengthening financial literacy has become critical to safeguarding consumers as digital financial services continue to expand. Speaking on the sidelines of a financial literacy program for selected senior high schools in the Western region, Godfred Kujo of the Bank of Ghana's Financial Stability Department warned that poor financial knowledge is exposing many Ghanaians to avoidable borrowing risks, dormant accounts, and misconceptions about basic banking products.
Selected senior high schools in the Western region included Archbishop Potter Girls, Adiemra Senior High School and Impoho Senior High School, among others. According to the central bank, improving financial capability at an early age will not only strengthen consumer protection, but encourage more responsible use of financial services among young people. Godfred Kujo of the Bank of Ghana's Financial Stability Department said the central bank deliberately shifted part of its financial education campaign to second cycle institutions after years of engaging market women, the media and wider public. He said the objective extends beyond the classroom, with students expected to transfer that knowledge to their households and make informed financial decisions throughout their lives.
We've thought of having this also for our second cycle institutions. The idea is to catch them young. We want to imbibe the same knowledge with the kids. Once they go home, they'll be able to also explain some of the things to their parents, and they themselves will be able to make some sound financial decisions.
The central bank also used the program to tackle widespread misconceptions surrounding banking products, especially the role of the next of kin.
There's a lot of misconception about the next of kin. Some people think that the next of kin is the one to inherit whatever funds is in the account when a person dies. And so we see a lot of even fights within families when a parent would use a brother or any of the siblings to become next of kin. So we took them through for them to understand that the next of kin does not mean that you are going to inherit the funds in the account when the account owner dies, and that the next of kin is merely a point of contact in case the bank is looking for that customer and they can't find. What simply it means is that the bank should contact that person that has been designated as the next of kin.
Students were also encouraged to handle the CD responsibly by avoiding practices that damage banknotes, including writing on or spraying currency during social events.
We took them through the features of the currency and how important it is for them to keep the currency clean. We took them through why it was not a good habit for them to use our money for money decay or using the money to spray on events. We took them through it and why they should also cherish the Ghana cedi.
Beyond banking products, the program covered practical consumer protection measures, including how to identify Bank of Ghana licensed financial institutions, safeguard banking passwords, lodge complaints against regulated institutions, and recognize the security features of genuine Ghana cedi notes.
That'll be all for the news updates here on Metro Television. Thank you very much for your time. My name is Helena Nyeweja, and that's Mondo Kriko Dan. So we're standing by for more after this break. Stay tuned.
The pulse of a nation, rising, unshaken. When the Black Stars take the world stage, we don't just play. We bring the storm. Fuel the dream. Support the Black Stars. Storm Energy Drink. Make your mark. Excessive drinking can be detrimental to health. Not recommended for persons under 18 years, lactating mothers, pregnant women, and people sensitive to caffeine. This advert is FDA approved.
As the days come and go, there's always shit. Let colleagues explore all the planetary bodies. Our mission is in Uranus to treat hemorrhoids, anal fistula, anal fissure, anal incontinence, hidradenitis suppurativa, using laser ligature for pain-free and speedy recovery. On Uranus Street, Accra, is Main Tuber Hospital and Coloproctology Center. Trust Uranus with us and we will delight you. Visit the Main Tuber Hospital today or call us on 0244 581 541.
Madam, I'm looking for Abena.
Abena, there is someone looking for you.
Madam, please, where's Abena?
Abena. Yes, ma'am. Is this who you are looking for?
Madam, please get me Abena. Please.
Della. Abena, bra.
Oh, Abena. If it's not Abena rice, I can't eat any other.
Abena rice. FDA In my line of work, a confident smile is everything. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste keeps me on top of my game and ensures my smile is always radiant and bright.
With the tiring nature of my job, we spend several hours under the scorching sun. To keep our teeth white and our breath fresh all the time, we use none other than Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. You're on a Kessie and in a kit one.
Samayo Kendini, who be here, Semetra Sapapadia to a mammy man for Kel Charcoal's natural ingredients, and a bomb is several buying, a man is swing, Nesanso Mama Hoto so a will bedroom.
Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Choose Kel Charcoal Toothpaste for anti-cavity, whiter teeth, and fresher breath all day. Available in 80 gram and 150 gram. Grab yours today.
Kel, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Finding my dream apartment in just 2 days was a breeze with 7terragh.com. Looking for your next home, the perfect piece of land, or the best commercial property for your business? Are you worried about sending money home for property and finding nothing when you return? Well, worry no more. 7terragh.com is just a platform to find prime lands, perfect properties, or vibrant real estate development at the click of a button. 7terragh.com is your go-to property listing platform platform that allows you to register, list, rent, buy or sell, and connect with correct agents. With our AI-powered smart search, personalized dashboards, verified agent connection, and interactive property maps, all your property needs have been made easier. Check us out on 7terragh.com or contact us on 0302-998-246 or 0561-032-252. 7terragh.com, powered by MNC Property.
Metro TV. Today is the 13th of July 2026. We're back from the weekend, a weekend of collective action to help put our environment in shape with the two-day national cleanup exercise that took place on Friday and Saturday. Kudos to all of us who participated in the particular in that program there as directed by the president, and then of course Sunday to rest. But we are back here to serve God and country. My name is Desmond Okrekudas. We're live on Facebook at Metro TV Ghana, also on YouTube Metro TV Ghana. We're live on there, and DSTV channel 277, and you can join us live on radio also 94.1 FM. The program is live till 2 p.m. when we wrap up on here. Today coming up, we'll be talking about what's happening with the NPP and Yoko. In this case, the arrest of Dennis Miracles Abuaje, and my colleague Vanessa Dotumbuatin is there. We'll be going back to her to see what is happening at the Yoko headquarters. And there's actually a statement that has been released by Yoko. Many of us were asking what really had Dennis done to warrant the arrest. Yoko has released a statement. I'm going to read that, and very soon we'll speak to Richard Ahiagba on that. Well, the statement says that arrest of Dennis Abuaje, aka Miracles, and Gerald appear in respect of 55 million cedis investigations into the Interministerial Coordinating Committee on Decentralization. It says that the Economic and Organized Crime Office, Yoko, wishes to inform the general public that it has arrested Mr. Dennis Edward Abuaje, former Executive Secretary of the Interministerial Coordinating Committee on Decentralization, in connection with an ongoing investigation into alleged financial and procurement-related irregularities at the Secretariat. And this arrest follows extensive investigations commenced by Yoko after receiving a petition from the current Executive Secretary requesting further investigations into a forensic audit conducted into the affairs of the Secretariat covering the period of 1st August 2022 to 2nd February 2025. The investigations, which commenced last year following an initial forensic audit of the committee, and the subsequent petition, concerned the suspected misappropriation, misapplication, diversion, and the theft of public funds amounting to 55 million Ghana cedis. The former Executive Secretary, Mr. Dennis Abuaje, Miracles is part of his name. The former accountant of the coordinating committee, Mr. Gerald Appiah, and others are under investigation for suspected offenses, including 1, conspiracy to steal and stealing; 2, using public office for profit; 3, causing financial loss to the state; 4, dissipation of public funds; 5, defrauding by false pretenses; 6, money laundering, and it continues and says that 7 other suspected offences. IOCO notes that Gerald Appiah has voluntarily begun refunding or returning the loot of funds connected to the crimes under investigation. These recoveries do not and by themselves conclude the investigation process, neither does it absolve any suspect of any crime, following significant new findings last week relating to suspected fraud and theft involving Mr. Dennis Abuaje, who is already aware of the investigation and has already visited the office. On it, IOCO initiated an operational plan to effect his arrest this week. As part of the process, Mr. Abuaje was placed on the stop order a week ago to prevent any sudden travel that could impede the investigation. This week, unknown to the office, he had already departed the country. Upon his arrival at the Accra International Airport on Saturday night, officers of the Ghana Immigration Service executed the stop order and handed Mr. Abuaje over to IOCO on Sunday morning. He subsequently accompanied investigators on a search on Sunday, which is expected to continue today. IOCO further confirms that Mr. Abuaje will be granted bail in accordance with the Constitution and the laws of Ghana. Likewise, Mr. Gerald Appiah is expected to complete his bail condition today and will be released while investigations continue. IOCO remains committed to conducting its investigations professionally, impartially, and strictly within the law. The office will continue to respect the constitutional rights of all persons under investigation while pursuing its mandate to investigate economic and organized crime and recover public assets. The public is assured that further updates will be provided as and when appropriate. So this is from IOCO. And so let me try and see if I can cross over to my colleague Vanessa Edotom Boateng and ask if the officials of the NPP, the headquarters protesting, have received this and what do they make of it? Because obviously the protest or demonstration has taken place this morning was about the fact that they do not know why Dennis had been arrested, and so just to find out what they make of the situation now that IOCO says that it is due to a situation that involves the former committee. And well, let me connect to Vanessa now. Vanessa, so the statement from IOCO on why Dennis has been arrested is out. I mean, have you engaged some of the NPP officials if they know this and what they make of it? Hello, Vanessa. Okay, so we'll try and connect with my colleague Vanessa Edotom Boateng, who is at the headquarters of IOCO, to bring to us the latest update on that, even regarding the statement released by IOCO that Dennis Miracles Abuaje is under investigations into the Interministerial Coordinating Committee on Decentralization that he was a part of from August 1st, 2022 to 2nd February 2025. Also, we're speaking to Dr. Jonathan Asante-Otri. He's a political analyst. We'll speak to him in a bit also on this particular situation. But earlier, she shared with us some of the pictures from the headquarters of IOCO, where some of the protesters mentioned that they had been sprayed, pepper from the police personnel there.
Here, we spoke to a member of parliament, Ahmed Jari. He indicated that the arrest of Dennis Miracles is uncalled for, especially the manner in which it was done. He said his rights have been violated, Dennis's rights have been violated, and that after 48 hours, it shouldn't be difficult for him to get access to a legal counsel, but that has not been the case, insisting that justice is not served in his case, in Dennis's case, as no legal counsel has been allowed to see him. And so I actually asked him if it's time for us to move away from the culture where a president of a political party is arrested and people are mobilized to Iyoko in solidarity of the president. If that's culture, if we should move away from that culture. But well, he indicated that Ghana is not a banana republic. He said Ghana is not a banana republic. So once the party feels an injustice is meted out towards one member of their party, they will come to join in solidarity. And he also mentioned that the whole of Parliament, the minority in Parliament, is in solidarity with Dennis Miracle Sabuaji. And so in your shot you can see singing, chanting, clapping, and they are also holding placards which says the hands off our democracy. And there is another one also that says stop criminalizing free speech. Well, people, the NPP members believe that because Dennis Miracle Sabuaji is a vocal critic of
Right, so those are pictures from the Iyoko headquarters by my colleague Vanessa Edotomboat and his station, bringing us other reports from there. But we're going on to Zoom now and speak to Dr. Jonathan Asante-Ottare. He's Executive Director of the African Center for Strategic Studies. Good afternoon, sir. Thank you very much for your time. From yesterday, when the news broke, the General Secretary for the party put out a statement demanding the immediate release of Dennis Miracle Sabuaji. This morning, sympathizers and executives of the party are at the premises of Iyoko here in Accra, but the office has released a statement detailing why Dennis Abuaji has been arrested. What do you make of that, even regarding the statement released by Iyoko? Hello, Doc. I'm unable to hear you. If you can unmute so we can have the conversation. Hello, Doc. Okay. Unfortunately, I'm unable to hear Dennis Miracle's Abuaji. I beg your pardon, Dr. Jonathan Asante-Ottare, who is joining us via Zoom as we speak about the arrest of Dennis Miracle Sabuaji. Iyoko has assured that they will do everything within the Constitution and the rights that are preserved for Dennis Miracle Sabuaji in this case, and the other suspects who are in custody. He would be granted bail, and that is it. So Iyoko that Dennis is aware of the investigations that is ongoing, and actually they had put a stop for him not to travel, but they realized that he had traveled, and just when he got back into the country, the immigration officers at the airport helped with the arrest and handed him over to the Iyoko officials. Doc, can you hear me now? Dr. Asante-Ottare.
Yes, there is no sound coming from his end.
Hello, Doc. Okay. I still cannot connect with Dr. Asante-Ottare on Zoom. And so we're going to work the lines and try to connect with him, as we also will speak to Richard Ahiagba in a bit. He is Director of Communication for the NPP. We'll speak to him also about what is happening there. Earlier we're seeing Vanessa Edotomboat speaking to the MP for Weijagba with Jerry Ahmed Shaib and several other sympathizers of the party and members of the party at the headquarters of Iyoko as they are asking for the release of Dennis Miracles Abuaji, whose arrest took place yesterday at the Accra International Airport. And so we'll connect with them and speak to them about what exactly is happening at the Iyoko headquarters here in Accra. You can also share with us your thoughts on our Facebook page. It's Metro TV Ghana. Also on radio 94.1 FM. Join us live on there and be part of the program as you step in now. You can join us in your cars and also on YouTube. It is That is Metro TV Ghana. Let me just read a statement yesterday that came out from the General Secretary for the party, Justin Frimpong Kodia. And it said that released Dennis Miracles Abuaji now. Yesterday, it said that officers of the Yoko, with the help of immigration officers, arrested Dennis Miracles Abuaji at the airport and took into custody. Since then, they have denied his lawyers access, and his whereabouts is not disclosed, with no charges preferred. Let us be clear about what this is. It is not law enforcement. It is intimidation. Dennis Miracles Abuaji is one of the loudest and most effective critics about Galamsey. He has challenged this administration's record. He announced his candidacy for a leadership position in our party only hours ago, and now he sits in Yoko custody. Dr. Jonathan Asante-Ottare joins us now on phone. Good afternoon, sir. Thank you for your time here. I'm really asking about your thoughts on all that has happened from last night to today, and now Yoko detailing why Dennis Abuaji has been arrested.
Well, let me say good afternoon to you. Just a minute. Let me say good afternoon to you.
I'm unable to hear Dr. Jonathan Asante-Ottare.
Yeah.
You're still watching Good Afternoon Ghana here. Right, I can hear you now. So thank you very much for joining us. Please, I'm asking your thoughts on what's happened with the arrest of Dennis Miracles Abuaji and the statements by Yoko this afternoon detailing why he's been arrested.
Well, it appears so strange to me. I thought that Mr. Abuaji, until this period, was more or less like a freelancer. So I never thought he had held some positions as far as the MPP government was concerned. Now, some of us were speculating, and that is what I wanted to define. I wasn't ready to speculate as to why such a thing has happened. And then sometimes, too, I'm taken aback by the preponderance of political parties, as it were, the two main political parties and the MPP. In situations like this, they tend to take, the laws into their own hands. It is not the MPP that has been arrested. It is an individual Ghanaian. First, you are Ghanaian, and second, you belong to a political party. So if there is the need for that accountability, then you must render that. But sometimes, too, it happens that I've heard some senior members of the MPP saying that, well, they are not against accountability, but they are equally for due process. And I think that due process must be followed. It is more important that they follow due process. That is the essence of democracy. Our right to, as it were, enshrined in the Constitution come about because of the society that we belong to. That is first being a Ghanaian. But I'm taken aback and I'm very surprised of the various offenses that have been outlined as being the cause for his arrest. And so I will urge the MPP to hasten slowly this attempt that the people decide that they are going to mass up at a law enforcing agency as if we are turning our democracy into a mob rule is something that we must all be very careful about. The renowned historian by name Polybius, in his work, The Histories, tell us that the worst form of aristocracy, as it were, and the worst form of democracy is mob rule. We don't want to degenerate into a mob rule. If it is a democracy, then it means we must give respect to the rule of law. I think we must, it is early days yet, due process must be followed, and I think that the idea of people thinking that the person belongs to the party and for which reason they think the party itself is being intimidated, these are all political gimmickry that most of them have used. If within a 24-hour period, the charges have come out in the public domain, I think that the rule of law is working.
Okay. In this case, is it, does Yoko need to give explanation of an arrest immediately it is done because from GFK's post, he said he was denied access to his lawyers. You know, is it incumbent on them to give an explanation right away that this is why he has been arrested, so that some of these insinuations can be kept?
You see, that's one. The point is that when a security agency or state institution is working, you see, they said they have mentioned another person, the accountant of the Interministerial Coordinating Committee on Decentralization. I think he has also been arrested, and there are others as well. So sometimes in our haste to label a particular arrest as politically motivated arrest, that is where we unnecessarily put pressure on these state institutions, as it were, to come up with things that may indict others, but they may want to keep that information till certain information may compromise the investigation. And it is within their duty, it is within their space to ensure that the investigation is not compromised. Take, for example, the amphetamine issue that happened in Australia. I'm told that there is a certain British who is involved, a Ghanaian British or something like that, and that person is a British. That person is no longer in the country, and the security is after him. Now, it is just a boy who happens to be an errand boy, you see, that has been arrested. And you had the interior minister suggesting that state officials, state or government officials are compromised and they are involved and they want to get to the bottom of it. If they had hastened in putting out there certain names, people would have voted out of this country, and that would have been very, very easily done. And so sometimes, in as much as a person is a politician, we must allow rule of law, and you have your day in court. It is also incumbent upon the state agency to ensure that the arrested person has a day or a time with his lawyers. Now that you've leveled these charges, then it means that you should be ready to, as it were, send the person to court with those charges and the documentary proof, as it were.
Right. So when it comes to such situations where they involve, figures from political parties, should there be a way that it should be handled by these agencies who are doing the investigations, or they're just doing their work as it is, and they shouldn't be intimidated by any political party?
Certainly, there is a need to keep the peace of the country. There is a need not to create the impression that democracy is under attack, as the NPP has been labeling. I don't think that is the case, because it is not supported by the fact, and then the freedom index that came out, it is not supported by that. But the desire, our desire to label a particular arrest as politically motivated is something that is becoming a problem as far as our rule of law is concerned. It's as if that other Ghanaians who have been arrested and they are not politically exposed, they are not Ghanaian, or they don't qualify as citizens of this country. They do. And we shouldn't also create the impression that if you are a political figure, you are above the law, for which reason people will mass up. Now that these charges have come out, I'm hoping to see what they will want to do. It is rather better to use the same rule of law, as it were, to exonerate your client. Sometimes, too, it worries me a bit that issues of that nature, if a politician is arrested, it is becoming one too many, that they will still, that person is exercising his decision not to go for a particular lawyer. But I'm not too enthused about this idea of going to pick lawyers from the MPP who are politically exposed. It may have some political advantage, but I don't see how these kinds of advantage will inure to the client when they get to court. I think it will be better if they get people who are not politically exposed as lawyers to some of these politically exposed individuals, because it tends to poison the atmosphere and makes it more politically motivated, and then it will put out there like, oh, it's as if the opposition is being harassed, it is because they are criticizing so and so. I don't think that should be the case, so that should be that should lead our narrative. You see, so I will advise that things of that nature, obviously, once a particular government left office, there would definitely be the need for accountability. And then the new government will be investigating losses here, misappropriation here, misapplication here, diversion here, and so on and so forth. So it is important they allow the state institution to work.
Okay.
If they abuse the right of the person, all of us will be in a position to condemn that.
Right. Doc, thank you very much. Do hold on for me. I have on the line Richard Ahiagba. He's joined us now, and Richard is Director of Communications for the NPP. Thank you very much for your time this afternoon. Just to ask if you've been able to get in touch, you've gotten in touch with Dennis yet? Hello, Mr. Ahiagba. Hello? To connect to Richard Ahiagba, is Director of Communication for the NPP. So, Dr. Asante-Ochoa, just to wrap up on this, Yoko says this is the situation, that is why he has been arrested. I'm sure the NPP and sympathizers of Dennis can say that the law has to work, and Yoko has promised that they'll do everything within the confines of the law, and so they should be rest assured that, you know, this is just procedure. This is how it's supposed to be, right?
Yeah, I can assure you that Mr. Rumunacha is someone who is well versed in things of that nature. For them to wait and they don't give any hint. You see, when it happened, people were saying, well, was he even invited that he declined and other things? I mean, looking at these charges that have been leveled against him, these are serious charges. So I think they might have done a lot of investigation to be able to come to the conclusion. It is not really good for the career of political career of Mr. Abuaje. He's someone who is a smooth talker. He knows his fact in terms of the political space. He does very well for the NPP as well. And so I'm a bit surprised that something of that sort is purportedly involved in something of that sort. But I pray that, as I said earlier on, due process will be followed. And then he will have his day in court and so on and so forth.
Right.
But of course, it shouldn't also be a situation where we use the bail as a form of encumbrance, you know, on the liberty of the ordinary Ghanaian, especially politicians as well.
And for Dennis, he had just about yesterday that he put out a message about his intention to run for the communication director for the party. What does this do, you know, to this bid? Would it have any impact on it?
It will. It will definitely will. If these charges stick, then certainly it cannot be the communication director of the party. Because the other aspect too is that being embroiled in issues of court in itself, you know, could create a situation where you will not have the liberty and the space to be able to do it. It could also be that it's fair accompli because he's good. He's good at what he does. And if he's the director of communication of the party, that will equally help. I thought that he was going to be to prosecute the agenda mainly for the Tabamia. Maybe they have a different plan or strategy. But other than that, going for that particular position, I think that is not bad. There are others who also feel that in the period when Dr. Bawumia was the vice president and other things, they are the very people who caused, you know, the loss of the vice president. So everybody did his or her bit. But I think that position shouldn't have been very bad. But if these charges are to stick, then certainly that would be a very bad omen for him, as far as that position is concerned.
Okay. Thank you very much for your time this afternoon. Dr. Jonathan Asante-Ochoa speaking to us on this particular situation involving the arrest of Dennis Miracles Aboagye by the IOCO, and as the IOCO has explained that he is under investigation with some other suspects regarding a situation that involves him being the executive secretary of the Interministerial Coordinating Committee on Decentralization from the 1st of August 2022 to the 2nd of February 2025. And we'll speak to Richard Ahiagba. He is Director of Communications for the NPP. We'll speak to him whether they've been able to get in touch with Dennis yet and what they make of the statement by the IOCO on this. We're live on Facebook Metro TV Ghana. You can join us live on there. And he joins us now. Mr. Ahiagba, good afternoon. Thank you for your time. Have you been able to connect with Dennis?
Well, I've seen a statement released by IOCO. And the conclusion I have come to is that why create all this storm if you are already engaging Dennis? He has visited your premises. He is available. He's not a flight risk. If anything at all, he's come back to the country. What was the need for all of this that has escalated a quiet investigation that you're doing? That has been ongoing, and he's been, cooperative with you up until now. Why this drama at this point? I've read a statement, and I say that this is permissible. It is okay, and we in the New Patriotic Party are ready and willing to submit ourselves to accountability, because the power we exercise was supposed to be exercised on behalf of the people, and there are rules and there are expectations that guides it. And so where anybody who is served in our administration has gone against the law, it is proper and conscionable that they answer for it. But what was done, and now this, is completely needless. It is needless and creates a certain tension, which has been part of the conversation from this morning up until now. Why do this when you didn't have to do it, but you can get the same result?
No, but for them, they say that as part of the investigation and where it had gotten to, they put in an operational plan, which is the stop order, a week ago. So they didn't know that he had traveled. And so upon his comeback, that's when they realized that he had traveled. And so he needed to be, taken to their headquarters. Is that not just what is part of the investigation, what they're supposed to be doing?
No, but you see, this doesn't explain anything. The man, assuming they made the point that they don't know or they didn't know he traveled.
Right.
And so the stop order is supposed to prevent him from traveling.
Right.
And the man is not traveling. He has come to the country. So why arrest him? You want him to be in the country. That's why you put a stop order. You don't need him now, immediately. What you're saying is that he shouldn't travel. He shouldn't go anywhere. He should be in the country. That's why you put a stop order, put him on a stop list. Now, if you had wanted to arrest him, then you would have gone to look for him, or you would have invited him the same way you have been inviting him. Okay? So if you didn't want him to travel, and this time he's not traveling, he's actually come back to where you want him to be, what is the use for the detention on Saturday through to today? Well, you get the point I'm making.
Yeah, but
you want to prevent the man from traveling,
still they were looking for him.
That is why you put him on a stop order list.
Okay.
So he's now into the country. He's available to you, and you have a system that brings him to you as and when you need him. So continue with that. If he was traveling and you had to arrest him, which is to effect the stop order, then we understand that. But here he has come. How you want it. Because they didn't want to arrest him, because if they had wanted to, then the plan would have been to arrest him earlier or to invite him. But you say the man should not fly away. And he's not flying away. He's actually flying into the country. You just continue as you have been engaging him. But then you go to create all this drama to raise everybody's blood pressure for what reason?
No, but Mr. Ahiagba, drama in whose stem? I mean, they are the ones doing the investigation, and then Mr. Abuaje has come back into the country without them knowing that he had actually gone out. And then they get him and take him to their custody or their headquarters to continue with investigations.
Sometimes your questionings when we have these discussions are problematic.
No,
I'm not referring to you in person, but I'm talking about a general media conversation. You don't allow for progress to be made. You yourself make a point that they made operational plan to put a stop order on him so he doesn't travel. Which means that if he was in the country, they were not going to arrest him. They just want to prevent him from flying away. So that's why they put the fly order. If they had wanted to arrest him, they would have arrested him without the fly order. So the stop order. So now the stop order is in place and the man has flown into the country. So he falls now within the bounds that you want him to be in. So as and when you want him for questioning, the same means through which you've been getting him to come to your offices to answer questions is available. So why then you arrest him when he's coming in? And I made a point to you, if he was flying out, then you have reason, because then you have put the stop order there. But now he has come in to be within the jurisdiction that you can get him. So you are arresting him simply because he has come to the country? And that's what it is. That's the drama I'm talking about. That the man is already available. He's attending upon your invitations as and when you want it. So he has come back to the same place that you can get him. So this arrest on Saturday, through till now, denying him his lawyers and all, what does that amount to?
According to the statement, it's Sunday morning.
That's what we're saying.
Well, according to the statement, it's Sunday morning. Right. So I was just asking this afternoon, does this now clear, the confusion or the drama for you if you say that that indeed he's got to face the law and continue with the investigation?
This whole thing is needed. Nothing needs to be cleared for anybody. We don't need to know until there's a conviction. We're not interested in the investigation and all of that. But if you want to update us, fair enough. But you don't have to create this storm in order to bring this to our attention. The man is in the country. You have been engaging him. So why do you have to do all these detention things to do what?
Okay.
To do what?
Were you about did you know about the investigations earlier?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yes, I do. And so you carry on as it is. And I'm happy they admitted it in their statement. So what changed? What can't you continue like that? Now, Dennis did not fly out of Ghana from any other place. He flew out from our airport. You didn't restrain him. You didn't put any stop order from the beginning of the investigation. Now, when you have gotten to a point where you want to do that, you went ahead and did that. So the man was already out, and he has come back. You wanted him to be in Ghana, which is why you put a stop order. So he's back to the place you want him to be. Arresting him is plain abuse.
Okay.
It's plain abuse.
Right. So now that you understand the reason for his detention, are you going to leave the headquarters with all the persons there? Because Yoko has said in the statement that they will do everything in the confines of the law and grant him bail.
Absolutely, that's what they ought to do. In fact, that's expected. I mean, I think we have, and you have said this thing, we have said this thing multiple times over, that we in the MPP, we are not opposed to accountability. Do it. But this populist effort, this abuse of people's rights and their democratic right, it is needless. Because what it does is that it creates a certain precedent. That is a bad example for bad people in the future to look upon to justify their own excesses.
Okay.
And for me, if you can avoid it, don't do it.
All right. Thank you for your time this afternoon. Richard Ahiagba is Director of Communications for the NPP there, speaking to us on this particular issue. My colleague Vanessa de Tomboating is still there and will bring us more updates later. And so we're going to wrap up on this and get into a conversation about the indiscriminate disposal of waste in our environment as we just came back from the 2-day national cleanup exercise. And joining me in a bit is General Secretary for the Baller Taxi and Tricycle Association, Max Jumbe, will be joining me. But let's take a look at what happened in those 2 days of the national cleanup exercise.
Today is mopping up, trying to collect the refuse that have come out from the drains and from houses. We were informed that the whole Alaju area was flooded, and so you could see waste that have come out from the house, very, very voluminous. So we are trying to collect all the waste, take them to Achimota transfer station, Jamestown transfer station, Teshi transfer station, and then it will end up into the treatment plant of Accra compost or landfill. So you see,
in the past we do these cleanups, we take all the garbage out of the gutters, but we don't follow up and come and collect the garbage that is by the roadside. And so when the rain falls, it just washes all the dirt back in. And so today we're going to concentrate on scooping all that garbage we took out of the gutters into these big trucks that you see there, so that they'll take them to the dump sites and go and dump them. But we know that if you look at the city and all the garbage we've taken out, we cannot do it in one day. So we'll all have to do it today, but tomorrow the army and the other agencies will continue until we...
Already we have lost about 34 lives. We don't want to lose more. We must do whatever the need be to make use of it. So from here, you see that it's only tricycles that are coming here. We'll go to Jamestown. The big trucks that you see there, where are they? The tipper trucks that we were loading, where are they sending them to? We need...
The odor must be cleaned. And when they dissolve it, they must get a place, a dump site. So that whatever they pick from the Odor River must not be on the banks of it. So that when it rains, to just get back to the Odor. We are going nowhere. So they must dissort it and dissort it well and get a dumping site that they will dump them. It should never be a 9-day wonder. That is my take on it.
It was a nice initiative though, but it seems we need law enforcement to rather keep it up, because if it is just a one-day issue, then I don't think it was necessary at the first place if it is a one-day wonder, as they used to do. So the government should rather create laws to enforce the cleanup exercise, not just every month or maybe every day. Yeah, every day.
If the cleanup should be done, let's say twice every month, it will help. Okay, because Ghana, you know how our waste management is, everything. We know what caused the flood. You get so every month, if you do it twice, it will help. And then the sanitation too, like those slums, various places where they are not able to discharge their waste.
And the conversation about sanitation continues, especially with us here and Ignite Media. It's a main focus for us, and those visuals from the 2-day national cleanup exercise that took place on that is on Friday and Saturday. Now I'm going to connect with my colleague Ekosechi Saki. He is at the Integrated Recycling and Compost Plant IRECOP at Kolebu here in Accra. Hello, Eko. Good afternoon. Share with us what you've seen this afternoon. Hello, Eko.
We're currently underway here at the Integrated Recycling and Compost Plant here at Kolebu, where volumes of waste that were being generated or collected as a result of the 2-day exercise are being contained here at this transfer station. This transfer station serves as one of the many transfer stations dotted across the capital, where the waste are being contained here temporarily and then later evacuated to various processing plants for onward sorting and also processing. On Friday and Saturday, where the cleanup exercise was very intense, I saw quite a number of tipper trucks, skip containers, tricycles carrying lots of loads, that is waste, and dumping them at this particular facility. Comparing what I'm seeing here today to what I saw on Friday and Saturday, I can tell you that the number of vehicles or the number of vehicles that are bringing in loads are quite dwindling by the day. At the moment, if you see, or if it's on my extreme left hand at the far end, on Friday and Saturday, that place was used as a receiving bay where a lot of the trucks will offload their waste here. Today, I'm being told by managers of the facility that the place is full up, and they've created a different area where they are receiving the waste for onward evacuation to the various processing plants. And this morning, in the morning when we came, we saw quite a number of tricycles lined up in a long queue outside, waiting for them to come and dispose of their refuse here. And that is the current situation. Just on my right hand side, there are excavators, backhoe excavators, and also long vehicles that are trying their very best to contain the situation by trying to tip off and also evacuate the waste that have been dumped at this facility. I'll be speaking to one of the engineers on site to get a sense of what is currently happening. In your shots, you can see some young men who are scavenging for recyclable products. And for me, I think this is quite risky because whilst the excavators, the backhoe excavators are working at the area, the receiving bay, that is another place that has been demarcated to receive the waste. We can see the young men, they are not wearing PPEs, no protective gears, and they are in the midst of the excavators working. And for me, I think it's a dangerous thing. I'll be engaging one of the engineers on site to understand the situation and why they've been allowed to be scavenging whilst the excavators are working. So, Engineer Sarkodie, you are live on Metro Television.
Thank you so much.
Why have you allowed this young man to continue scavenge for recyclable products whilst the excavators are still working on site?
Yeah, so as you rightly said, it's very dangerous and it's risky. But what is happening is we have sacked them several times. We sacked them several times. We sack them, they come back. We sack them, they come, and most of them are holding knives and other things that when you try to use force, they can use those knives and those tools on you. So we have placed a call to the head office for us to get us national security or military for them to come and sack them for us. So that is what we are waiting.
Okay, I was here on Friday and Saturday. I realized that the number of tractors that are carrying the loads or that are bringing the load in to dump them off have dwindled. How can you describe the current situation at the moment? Is it that you've been able to contain the volumes of waste that have come to the facility?
Yes, so as you rightly mentioned, the process starts, or the exercise started Friday. So from Friday, Saturday, Sunday, most of the trucks came here with waste. So we've been able to contain or accommodate most of the waste. That's why the pressure is now down.
So from here, what next? Where are they cutting off the waste to? Where are they evacuating the waste?
Yes, so ideally or conventionally we should have processed it. But the waste that are coming from various places. We have fecal waste, hazardous waste, chemical waste, which our plant is not designed to take those waste. So for now we are going to evacuate them to Adipa until the process is done before we start our conventional processing as we used to do.
In the morning when we came, we saw that there was a long queue of tricycles outside waiting to dump off their waste. I know that due to the two-day nationwide exercise, the facility is not charging any fee for tricycles or waste managers who dispose of their waste at this dumping site. Is it the same, or you started charging?
Yes, it's the same. Since Friday we started this exercise, we are not charging anybody. Anyone that brings waste, the person comes to dump and go. And as you said, you saw a lot of queue. We were trying to prepare the place for them. That is why you saw the queue outside. Now the place has been prepared. That's why they are now all inside. So we are going to make sure we manage the situation and we take every waste that has come here.
Are you able to tell us the number of trucks that have come here today to offload their waste?
Yes, we have officers on ground that are taking those data. unless at the end of the day we put all this data together before I can give you a right figure.
Finally, before you take leave of us, we know that you've demarcated a place, an additional place where you'll be receiving the waste. Yes. Does the facility have what it takes to contain the volumes of waste that are yet to be cleared outside and bring them to the facility? Are they able to contain the volumes of waste that are yet to come in?
Yes. So we have site 1, site 2. The site 1 is up to its capacity. So that's why we are using site 2. So this evening, we are going to evacuate most of the waste from site 1. So by tomorrow, site 1 will be ready and we'll move the whole exercise to site 1. When we move them to site 1, now we have to also evacuate site 2. So we keep on alternating until all the wastes are being absorbed here.
Okay, thank you very much for speaking to us, Engineer Sarkodie. So, Engineer Sarkodie is one of the engineers on site at this particular facility, ensuring that the volumes of waste that comes here are being dealt with. And that is what I can report to you at the moment. The work is currently ongoing, and they have assured that they have what it takes to contain the volumes of waste.
Okay. Thank you very much, my colleague Eko Sechisaki there, bringing us updates from Maricopa. We saw there a lot of refuse. There's so much already in town, and that's how we're going to handle that. Max Jumbo is General Secretary for the Bola Taxi and Tricycle Association. Max, welcome to the program. Just give us a brief of what the association is about, because we have seen a lot of people in town with a tricycle, with a net and some boards over it. Are they all part of your group?
The association keep on evolving day after day. And there is one thing we all have to know, which is the informal waste sector does not take any letter, like an application letter or anything formal before getting someone on board. So day after day, we keep on rising. That is one challenge.
What's your number now?
For the number now, I can't really tell, but it's, in Greater Accra, it's around 4,000. Yes.
4,000?
Yes.
Okay. So is there a difference between the Bola Taxi and the tricycle? Which one is the Bola Taxi, or it's the same thing, just the name that has changed?
Okay, no, we have a particular track. Okay. You know the bigger one? There's a little bigger one that uses steering like a car. That's what we call Bola Taxi.
Okay.
And then the tricycles. So the Bola Taxis and the tricycle put together to make the Bola Taxi and Tricycle Association.
Okay. Yes. Are there operational plans? Like, have you spoken about how they're supposed to be operated under the association? Because many times we see a lot of them, we don't know where they're coming from. I mean, and for people who make the waste, like all of us in our homes, sometimes we really don't care. It's about we pay, they come and pick them up. As to where they take it to, as to how they handle it, because some of the waste usually falls on the streets. You know, you don't know where they're taking it to. Have you sat down and spoken about how to work in that regard?
Yes, we've done that at the national level, to the regional level, and to the municipal or branches level.
Okay.
So whoever is part of the organization knows what to do.
Okay.
We've taught them so many things. We've done so many exercises for them, so many training for them. So actually, there's nobody within the association or within the organization that can say that he or she doesn't know what to do, how to do it. But it's just that sometimes it's quite unfortunate. Like the PPEs that we are using, you see a tricycle rider without the PPE, without the gloves.
They don't have at all.
We actually have, but the challenge is, you know, how we manage our waste here in Ghana.
Okay.
It's not like those in the European countries and those in the upgraded countries, you know. So you use one PPE, like a typical example is a reflector.
Okay.
You use a reflector 1 day, 2 days. The highest is 1 week. And you can't use it anymore.
Really?
Oh, yes.
You can't wash it?
Oh, washing a reflector jacket, the next day you see it, you realize that this thing is not it's not good anymore.
Okay. What about the nose mask?
The nose mask, just like this one. See, sometimes you go to people, you have to be talking, you brief, take it a letter, you brief. Just that we want to educate our people for them to continue using these things. But the main challenge has been the availability of these things, these PPEs, the availability of them. We actually, most of us don't want to. That's one of the challenges. Don't want to buy these items with our own money.
No, but when you come and take my waste, you charge me for that. And you're buying nose masks to prevent you getting a disease, and you're finding it difficult to buy that. It's one city.
That's one of the educations that we are still giving our people. And you see, one thing about picking up the waste, paying me for picking up your waste.
Yes.
The kind of challenges I will go through even before being able to dump the waste is also another thing.
Where do you take the waste to?
For now, there's no any other place apart from Achimota Zoom Park.
The transfer station?
Yes, the transfer station, which was open just about
a few weeks ago. Yeah.
A few weeks ago. Before then, it was Makati, Weja, the Pong, and that was it. But initially, about some few years ago, about 2-3 years ago, Accra used to have about 13 places that you can dump. The Irekop, Kolebu here, the Achimota was working, the Teshi was working. All these transfer stations were working, including some dumping sites within the Weja. They were all working. But now, they are all closed down, and the only option is either you go to Achimota or you go to Pong. Even Pong, as we speak, the tricycle cannot climb the...
It cannot climb the hill?
No, not at all. So, you have to go to the Ajay Kojo transfer station, which does not also have the
capacity to take all of that.
Because the Tema sector, our sector, when I say Tema sector, I mean the Ashama, the TMA, the Tema West, all those ones within those areas. We have more than 700 people there. And they all have to go.
Officially engaged by the assembly?
Yes.
Okay.
And part of the association.
Okay.
And these ones, all of them have to go and dump at just one transfer station, which is not capable to receive all this waste. So it's a big challenge. People transfer waste from there up to Weja. People move
from Tamashaman
to Weja when the Weja was working. Now, the only option is either you go to the Zoom Park, or you go to Adepa yourself, which is in Sanwem, or you transfer as far as Winneba. You go beyond Kaswa.
So is that why some of your people just go find some place and just pour it there?
No, that thing we've been talking about, the people have been complaining about these things. It's not work. It's not the reality. Let me give you a
They are not doing it?
No. We have bad nuts.
Okay.
We have people who may want to do it. But a typical example is our number within the Greater Accra.
Okay.
Let's say 4,000. 1% of 4,000 is around 40. And if just 1% is to drop or pour within the city, what will happen within 1 week? But the bad nuts, the few, very few, one day you meet, like, if highest you meet in a day is 2.
So you know some people do it?
No, we don't know them. We are chasing them. We want even the public to help us locate these people so that we will put them, even if it's to send them to court, we will do so.
The past 2 cleanup exercises, Friday, Saturday, how involved, and engaged were you to be part of it?
Actually, before the cleanup exercise, the ministry called us.
Okay.
They had an engagement with us and requested that we support the cleanup with 1,000 tricycles.
1,000?
1,000, yes. 1,000 tricycles. So, though it was late, we came home, we came back to the office and arranged ourselves. So, in the first day, we were able to deploy around 629 tricycles and Bola taxis. And then the second day, it was a little rough due to some instances that happened the first day. So, though the numbers rose within the Nima, the Tema sector, but the Gamma itself, it wasn't that helpful. Yes.
Okay. How did you get the tricycles, though?
One other challenge. you buy the tricycle for me, I use it on the road. So sometimes, a national assignment of this nature, when it comes, and I come and tell you that we are going to do a national assignment, not everybody agrees that their tricycles will be working for the government.
So people bought the tricycles and then give it out?
They give it out.
Okay.
We have some, the police officers have it, the ministers, the MPs.
Oh, they all have
it. They all have them. They buy it and give it to us.
And then you do sales back to them.
Do sales.
How much do you make in a day?
Oh, it depends on the tricycles. We have different types.
Okay.
The Logia is different from the Royal.
Okay, just give us we want to wrap up, so just share with us.
120, 100 cities, 80 cities. The lowest is the 80 cities. Yes.
Okay, so that's when you take out the fuel and all of those things. Okay, we're wrapping up on this. We'll have to have a longer conversation on this, but what's your message to Ghanaians and to some of your people who are doing the bad nuts and pouring refuse everywhere?
I will only advise all of us that what we need now is a behavioral change. We need to change our attitude towards how we manage our waste. To my people, the Bola Taxi and Tricycle Association members, I want to encourage you that follow the guidelines, the steps that we have given you, the trainings that we have given you. Let us all work together to save our mother Ghana from filth. And to the citizens, I want to encourage everybody that we continue managing the waste, not just producing waste and not knowing where it ends. Let us manage our waste even in our homes. Thank you.
Max, thank you for coming. Max Jumbo is General Secretary for the Bola Taxi and Tricycle Association. We're taking a break. When we come back, we're doing sports with the semi-finals of the World Cup intact now. Phil John Cote joins me. Stay with us.
The pulse of a nation, rising, unshaken. When the Black Stars take the world stage, we don't just play, we bring the storm. Fuel the dream. Support the Black Stars. Storm Energy Drink. Make your mark. Excessive drinking can be detrimental to health. Not recommended for persons under 18 years, lactating mothers, pregnant women, and people sensitive to caffeine. This advert is FDA approved.
Today's class is going to be an exciting one. Now, who can share an unforgettable moment in their life? Okay, Asempa.
I'd like to talk about my first time. It was her natural look, complemented by her favorite green silky apparel that caught my attention. I have to say, she automatically possessed me with her smile, which exposed her beautiful white teeth. That's not all, her enduring signature perfume could be smelled from afar. Madam, why do you look so surprised? My first time with her was special and irresistible. I'm talking about Cindy Rice. Cindy Rice can be found in selected supermarkets nationwide.
Cindy Rice, sweet aroma, great taste. This advert is FDA approved.
Finding my dream apartment in just 2 days was a breeze with 7terragh.com. Looking for your next home, the perfect piece of land, or the best commercial property for your business? Are you worried about sending money home for property and finding nothing when you return? Well, worry no more. 7terragh.com is just a platform to find prime lands, perfect properties, or vibrant real estate development at the click of a button. 7terragh.com is your go-to property listing platform that allows you to register, list, rent, buy or sell, and connect with correct agents. With our AI-powered smart search, personalized dashboards, verified agent connection, and interactive property maps, all your property needs have been made easier. Check us out on 7terragh.com or contact us on 0302-998-246 or 0561-032-252. 7terragh.com, powered by MNC Properties.
In my line of work, a confident smile is everything. Kel Chaco toothpaste keeps me on top of my game and ensures my smile is always radiant and bright.
With the tiring nature of my job, we spend several hours under the scorching sun. To keep our teeth white and our breath fresh all the time, we use none other than Kel Charcoal toothpaste. Kel Charcoal toothpaste. You're on a Kessie and in a kit one.
Samayo Kendini, a who be here, Semetra Sapapadia to a mammy manful. Kel Charcoal's natural ingredients, and a bomb is a hobby, a man is swing, and a sansu mama hotel so a will beg you.
Kel Charcoal toothpaste. Choose Kel Charcoal toothpaste for anti-cavity, whiter teeth, and fresher breath all day. Available in 80-gram and 150-gram. Grab yours today.
Kel, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
This July, Ghana will host global downstream energy leaders, innovators, and experts at the Ghana International Petroleum Conference, GIPCON 2026, to collaborate, exchange insights, and develop strategies and groundbreaking innovations through strategic dialogues. The event, held under the auspices of the Minister of Energy and Green Transition, Honorable Dr. John Abdullahi Junapo, is on the theme Building a Resilient Downstream, Policy, Innovation, and Investment for Growth. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, President of the Republic of Ghana, is our distinguished guest of honor. Speakers for the event are Mr. Godwin Kujo Tamako, Esquire, Chief Executive of NPA, Dr. Patrick Ofori, Chief Executive of Seaboard, Dr. Riverson Opon, Chief Executive of Comac, alongside other key captains of industry. Join us from the 16th to the 17th of July 2026 from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. each day at the Palms Convention Center, La Palm Royal Beach, Accra. We can't wait to host you.
Right, welcome back from the break. Let's do sports now. Phil John Cote is here, and the key amongst that is the 2026 FIFA World Cup, where it's coming to an end all too soon. Right, the top 4 teams have been, are out, after the quarterfinals, and we know those who are going into the semi-finals. Phil, welcome to the program. We have France, England, Argentina, and France, Spain, Argentina, England.
A good game by our standard. Just like you said, the men were separated from the boys, and now the top 4 of the World Cup are quite interesting. Well, there you see over there, France will take on Spain. Somebody says that it's Barcelona versus Real Madrid. I don't know why they are saying that, but the 3 Lions of England will take on those from Buenos Aires. Hurricane versus Lionel Messi. Quite interesting. It'll be very, very interesting.
And so that's the top 4, top 4 in the world.
Yeah, for now.
Amazing. France, Spain.
I think it'll be very, very interesting. You can't just pinpoint that he's going to France or he's going to Spain. It can't be that way. Whoever dominates the midfield in that very day, remember that the Spaniards will hold the ball. They can hold the ball.
Yeah.
For the French, they would like to run with the ball very well with Olise, Fide, Kylian Mbappe. But for the Spaniards, anybody at all could score. And that's the most important thing.
My prediction, it really hurts me that it's France, Spain in the semis.
On paper,
but for the other side, Argentina will beat England.
On paper, I think the French look better to win on the day, but anything at all can be. I can't pinpoint. I would love to see beautiful football, 2 teams going to the finals, but I fancy the Argentines playing against the Spaniards in the finals.
It's a tough one.
Football for you.
Yeah,
Football for you. Football for you.
More so in the semi-final when all the yellow cards are taken off, so now they can play with all that expectation.
And the goal scoring battle is getting interesting.
Yes,
8 apiece. Kylian Mbappe is still sitting on top of the tree. People were thinking that Lionel Messi would have scored in the last game, but he didn't score. Lautaro Martinez allowed himself to score a beautiful goal for himself. So Kylian Mbappe is still leading the goal king chart, but it will be very interesting the semis in the final. See who is going to top it up.
Right, Phil. Let's talk about other things.
Well, other things, so we'll still go and focus on golf first because the Royal Golf Club was the place to be over the weekend. It was quite very, very interesting as a team for witness the finals of the International Pairs Golf Championship. Yes, quite interesting. I'll give you the winners. They will be representing Ghana in Tenerife, Spain in October. Well, at the end of action for 4 hours at the Royal Golf Club, which was witnessed by the Team 4, it was Nana Edu Jemfi and Dato Kakraba Ampim that won the championship. Let's get a story now.
The formation of the Tournament Ghana reached a thrilling climax over the weekend at the prestigious Royal Golf Club in Kumasi, where the nation's finest amateur golfing pairs battled for the coveted national title. The national
Today's individuals coming from the Royal Golf Club, where the International Pairs Golf Championship took place over there. Remember that it's been staged here in Ghana by Legend Sports Management for the past 4 years, giving Ghana the opportunity to be part of the international golf. And this very golf championship is strictly for amateurs. 2 pairs that qualify, 4 pairs or 4 different qualifiers were played across the country. Celebrity, Chimota, and a whole lot. The 4 and the finals took place over the weekend in Kumasi. We under the patronage of Otumfuo, just like you see, Kakraba and that of his playing partner won over there. They were praised by the organizers and ensured that they prepared very well for the championship stage in Tenerife, Spain in October. Once again, it was Nanedu Jemfi and that of Mark Kakraba Ampim that won the championship. But we could go see back the story again and be back. Still talking about golf, because something special happened over the weekend too at the Premier Golf Club in Achimota. It was also quite very interesting. I mean, yes, it's the World Corporate Golf Championship, but the qualifiers were staged here in Ghana. And experienced travel and tour Ghana, they won in the gentleman that is Obin and that of Dumont, they won the championship. They'll also be going all the way to China to represent Ghana.
Yeah, golf is picking up, very important.
Very well, day in and day out. And the Ghana Golfers Association are doing very well together with the World Governing Body to spread the game. Okay, so that's the story over there. That happened in Achimota. And let's go listen to some of the golfers over there.
And so, once World Corporate Golf Challenge gives us the opportunity to network and play golf, it is always a good day. And the weather was good.
It's a good thing. I guess we all need to work hard at it.
I think we are getting there. It can be better when we have corporate responding to such tournaments. We should be on the world map for golf. Currently, I think corporates are doing very well, as you can see the participation, but we still think there's a little bit more for corporate to do for golf in Ghana.
Thank you very much.
The 4th edition of the International Pairs Golf Tournament Ghana reached a thrilling climax over the weekend at the prestigious Royal Golf Club in Kumasi, where the nation's finest amateur golfing pairs battled for the coveted national title. The national playoff was held in honor of His Majesty Otumfuo Osei Tutu II, the Asantehene, an avid golfer and distinguished patron of the sports. The International Pairs Golf Tournament is a globally acclaimed amateur golf competition with a history spanning more than 28 years and is currently organized in over 30 countries and territories worldwide. As the sole licensed promoter and organizer of the tournament in Ghana, Legend Sports Management successfully staged a nationwide qualifying series across 5 major golf clubs: Celebrity Golf Club, Center of the World Golf Club, Royal Golf Club Kumasi, Pra River Golf Club Links, and Achimota Golf Club. Following competitive qualifying events, the top 50% of pairs from each club advanced to the national playoff to compete for the honor of becoming Ghana's international pairs champions. After hours of intense action on the fairways and greens, Nana Edu Jemfi Ajem and Mark Kakraba Ampe emerged champions with an impressive 43 points. They edged out Kwame Udu Afo and Leslie Buachi Yadom on counterback after both pairs finished with the same score. George Entry and Unisewa and Peniasa secured 3rd place after another impressive performance. As national champions, Nana Edu Jemfi Ajem and Mark Kakraba Ampe will represent Ghana at the International Pairs World Finals in Tenerife, Spain, scheduled for the 5th to the 10th of October 2026. They will compete against champion pairs from countries around the world for the prestigious global title. Speaking after the national playoff, the organizers expressed gratitude to the participating clubs, players, sponsors and stakeholders for their continued support in promoting amateur golf in Ghana and creating opportunities for local golfers to compete internationally. The tournament was supported by Mikaso, EXP, K45, Reddington Beach Resort, Unilever, ECES, Africa World Oil Lines and Lashibi Autos. The champions, runners-up and sponsors also shared the excitement following the successful conclusion of the tournament, describing the event as another significant milestone in the growth of amateur golf in Ghana.
We've come this far once again, partnering with them for this playoff, and we believe that it would go a long way to support and put them all out.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say this year has been a very huge successful, as always, each and every year, keep getting bigger and bigger, and, keep having more kids out here, giving, more hope and, more transformation to the life of these children, giving them the opportunity to play the sport of tennis, as well, and giving them the opportunity to play tennis. I mean, some of them are here that have not touched tennis racket before, but this is their first time, playing this real thing as an organization. That's our goal. Our goal is to give opportunity to these kids, identify the talents, recognize those talents and make sure we pursue them, work on helping them, to exceed their goals, in life and also in the sports that we decided to play as well.
Oh, yes. Very excited and thankful to be here. One is I personally love tennis. I grew up playing tennis in the United States, and I love the opportunity to be able to be part of something that's teaching kids lessons that a lot of them would not have the opportunity to learn tennis. So I think what Hope Performance Tennis and Enoch is doing is just a great opportunity for this country.
The opportunity to give to young people to learn tennis was organized by the Hope Performance Tennis Clinic at the Accra Sports Stadium on Saturday. When Enoch and the volunteers from the United States of America were quite happy that they were part of it to give back to society. Well, that's it for sports. Desi, back to you.
Right, Phil, thank you very much for bringing us the sports. And this is where we wrap up on today's edition of Good Afternoon Ghana. Many thanks for watching. I am Desmond Okweku. We're back at 7 p.m. with News Tonight. Have a good afternoon.
Metro TV, insightful and inspiring moments.
The world's biggest football festival is here, and Ghana is watching together. This June, the Ghana TV Consortium brings you the FIFA World Cup 2026 live and free to air on GTV, Joy Prime, GTV Sports Plus, Adum TV, Wezo TV, Metro TV, UTV, Original TV, Garden City TV, Obono TV, GH1 TV, Ago TV, Onya TV, TV3, Max TV, and Sporty TV. 3 host countries, 48 teams, 1 unforgettable tournament. Follow every moment of the Ghana Black Stars journey, every rivalry, every goal, and every celebration. Enjoy crystal clear high-definition broadcast with expert local analysis and the passion only Ghanaian broadcasters can deliver. From the opening whistle to the crowning of champions, your football home is right here. The FIFA World Cup 2026. One nation, one consortium. Ghana TV Consortium, bringing you the best of the World Cup. Brought to you by Sportybet, Star Oil, MTN, Pepsodent, Kivo, Polytech, Lavance Tomato Mix, and Heaven Insecticide Spray.
Are you ready to go on an adventure across Africa with your favorite twins? Yes, that's right. Nuzo and Namia are back. Join them on curious adventures full of wonder and discovery, unexpected friendships, big feelings, and stories that unlock the power of imagination. And for parents, every episode helps your children build literacy, comprehension, emotional learning, and confidence through storytelling they love. So come dream bigger, laugh louder, and explore a world of wonder with Nuzo and Namia. Find your nearest station and showtimes now at nuzoandnamia.com. Bye for now.
Nuzo and Namia, storytellers traveling with you.
Metro TV, insightful and inspiring moments.
With
Get the greenest of all your updates. With green innovations,
super green and super eco-friendly.
Green trends,
the holy grail of electromobility,
and green revolutions.
Global solution to all our climate problems.
Keep up to speed.
If you're curious about climate topics, subscribe to this channel. We've got new videos every Friday.
Subscribe to Planet A.
These protests are about real estate development as a tool of geopolitics. They're also about people being fed up with the Albanian government and political system. And about flamingos. This resistance points to uneven relations between countries because the would-be developer is Jared Kushner, Donald Trump's son-in-law. It's all put the Prime Minister under pressure.
We'll not discuss about people, about characters, and about ideological fight with people. These are your fights, you can make them, but this is not my fight.
So, is it a good idea for little countries to try to use their assets, in this case coastline, for geopolitical favors? Or are places like Albania bound to lose? The idea that's made people so angry? Plans to develop a coastal nature preserve into a luxury resort with up to 10,000 hotel rooms, shown here in an architect's rendering from Jared Kushner's own social media account. The investment group, headed by Kushner, it fit into Albanian government plans to attract foreign capital and raise the country's profile. That's key, because the Kushner name doesn't just mean money. He's married to Ivanka Trump, the president's daughter. So it means potential access to the White House, and that's a big deal for a small place like Albania. The Kushner family is tight with the president. Jared's dad is Charles Kushner, a major New Jersey real estate developer who's now the U.S. ambassador to France. All this has helped to make Jared Kushner a powerful player in the Trump administration. He led ceasefire negotiations in Gaza, Ukraine, and Iran, along with Steve Witkoff. But Kushner's position is informal. His only title is Special Peace Envoy, and he's never been confirmed by the Senate, as figures like the Secretary of State must be. So why wouldn't a tiny country like Albania, with a population of 2.4 million, get involved with Kushner on a multi-billion-dollar development project? This mixing of American business and politics is nothing new, right?
I think the degree to which business interests and the political activities of the family are intertwined in the United States, in the Trump administration, the second Trump administration in particular, is unique, probably in the United States. We have had members of the family who have tried to use their family connections for influence of various kinds, going back to Billy Carter in the Carter administration. Of course, Hunter Biden got a lot of attention for attempting to use his connections in the Ukraine and elsewhere. But in the way the Trump family has used their political positions to enrich themselves, I think it's fair to say, is unique.
Albania has historically been one of the most pro-American countries in Europe. It's also negotiating to join the European Union.
This, in the Prime Minister's view, fits very nicely with that, investment ties, reinforcing political ties to the West and to the United States. And the United States right now is the Trump administration. So why not? Economic gain and political gain. I think that's the way the Prime Minister portrays it or would think about it.
We'll hear more from the Prime Minister in a second. Let's break down what a real estate deal between Albania and Jared Kushner's investment group means. Albania trades access to its land, not oil, not products, in exchange for, it hopes, money and access to political power, displacing thousands of flamingos, seals, and turtles in the process. Now let's take a look at the money. Sovereign wealth funds in Saudi Arabia and Qatar invested in Jared Kushner's Affinity Partners investment firm to the tune of